Hi, good morning, everyone. I am really thankful for this great opportunity. I'm here to put in a question. I have an ask, but to explain my ask, I need to give some background to it. I have a little bit of a PowerPoint, and basically, I want to tell you I came to Canada as a migrant farm worker. I came to Canada as a migrant farm worker, and from the keynote speaker, and literally every other presentations I've heard, is just emphasizing that NFU is one of the most progressive farmers' organizations that I know in Canada. In 2017, I had the opportunity to work on Jen's farm, and for the first time, I got to understand what organic farming and healthy eating is about. And thanks to NFU, the teachings of NFU, I cannot help but refer to the keynote. He spoke about processed food, obesity in America. Thanks to NFU in Canada, that is not a big problem. But my personal opinion is, NFU should have a very robust education system. To me, NFU should be the one taking care of education when it comes to agriculture and nutrition in the school system. That is my opinion. And I would like to challenge some members in NFU, the creative ones, to design comic books for the children, the coloring books, to educate children. Start at that. That's the most fertile soil in Canada. The children, the foundation of the next generation. Based on from lots of the motions that were put forward, continuity is a big thing for NFU, because increasingly, and just from the recent presentation a while ago, we can see increasingly government policies get towards what? Large-scale agriculture. What did COVID teach us? That increasingly our food are being trusted in the hands of a few. Are we safe with that? The model that NFU has, to me, our food system is way better when it is in the hands of the community. To me, that is my opinion. I don't know if my PowerPoint is ready. Can somebody get me the cordless mic, please? And thanks. Yes, my name is Gabriel. I came to Canada as a migrant farm worker, and I want to set the basis for my question. I have one ask to the NFU. Thank you. I have two of them now. I'm the most powerful guy in the world.
I think the green.
The green? Okay. Yes, can everybody hear me? Yeah. On the table here, I like to move around a little bit. On the table here, these are just numbers of migrant workers who come to Canada. And you can see, basically this table is showing the numbers in 2015 and 2022. And you can see the largest, first of all, you can see workers, this is a federal program. Workers come and work across Canada. You can see all the provinces there. The key thing is, you can see the four main provinces. Okay, that is not an exam, just to illustrate a point, right? And if you want that PowerPoint, I can share it with you, no problem. The other thing I want to tell you here is there are free programs. There are free programs that bring in migrant workers in Canada. One is called the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. And the workers are coming under that program. It started in 1966. And I've checked the audience. There's nobody who was born around that time. And where are the workers coming from? Mexico and the Caribbean. There are two other programs, the agriculture stream and the low-wage stream. Can you imagine that? Where are the workers coming from? Anywhere from the global south. The government has opened the doors, the floodgates for employers to get workers from anywhere in the global south. I want to say it in a way that you'll never forget. In school, I was an average student. I had problems with spellings. Two subject areas I struggled with was English language and spellings. I used to spell debt as D-E-T. D-E-T, debt. I struggle with that. But for the rest of my life, I have to struggle with debt. What does that mean? In Canada, I discovered that debt, D-E-T, it stands for denied. Who is a migrant worker in Canada? Denied. We are denied lots of basic things. And in a short while, I'll show you things like what we are denied. E, excluded. The laws that are designed to protect workers in Canada, we are excluded from that. I'll prove it to you. And T, tied. We are tied to the employer. Let me put all of that together. Who is a migrant worker in Canada? We are tied to the employer, denied basic things, and excluded from a lot of basic protection. Isn't that a great gift that the government has given to the employer? To tie the workers, deny them, and exclude them. On the other hand, the other subject that I struggled with was science. And when I saw DDT, and as farmers, I'm pretty sure all of us know what DDT stands for. It's such a long way. But only to find out, I struggle with that. Only to find out, in my life, I have to struggle with that. What does DDT stand for in Canada? Canada is telling people from Europe, we will not deny you freedom. We will not deny you rights. We will not tie you to your employer. You can see the line is clearly drawn. Let us go to D. Another name for migrant workers in Canada is denied. We are denied the right to vote. The politicians that are creating those unjust laws, they say only citizens that can vote. Okay, look at what we are denied. We are denied the right to participate in culture and community. And that's enshrined in Canadian law. Denied the right to participate in family life. Does that make us a human being in Canada? And that's the other thing, even from the last panel here. Canada consistently have programs that dehumanize and exploit people. Excluded. D, denied, now excluded. Look at that. I'm looking at the province of Ontario. I do not have Saskatchewan. These are the four main provinces. Look at that. Excluded. The laws that are designed to protect workers in Canada, we excluded from that. Look at things like what? Overtime pay, excluded. Minimum. What's the word? Minimum. What does minimum mean? Minimum. Minimum wage, we excluded. Hours of work, excluded. Daily rest periods, excluded. Weekly rest periods, excluded. Public holidays, excluded. Vacation pay, excluded. Collective bargaining, excluded. What is another name for migrant worker in Canada? Excluded, excluded, excluded. Is that an accident? Or is that by design? T-tied. A while ago, I showed you that table. Migrant workers are coming from the seasonal, the agricultural stream, and so on. But what is important? Whether we come from any of these programs, look at that line here. We are tied to the employer. We are tied to the specific employer. Tied work permit. Does that mean that we are free or unfree? I'm not great at drawing. Are there any artists in there? If you understand this diagram here, then that is what I'm trying to do. That's a statement of the problem. What is the problem? PPP. What is the problem? PPP. What is the problem? PPP. What is the problem? Now, what is PPP? P, the problem P, are the unjust policies P of the politicians P. What's the problem? The unjust policies of the... We are not saying the politicians about, we are not saying the farmers about, we are not saying Canadians about. What is the problem? The unjust policies of the... And you see, you're just confirming it. That's another problem. I'll get into it in a short while. Now, because of PPP, the unjust policies of the politicians, we have DET. We are denied. Because of those unjust policies, we are denied. We are excluded. We are tied. Because of those unjust policies. Because of those unjust policies, I have VES. We are vulnerable. We are exploited. We are silenced. And that is a problem. That is a problem. Because of PPP, we are disposable. We are exploited. We are temporary. Unjust policies. Now, I have 4 circles there. In the inner circle, I have migrant workers. The next circle number 2, I have the farmers. Circle number 3, Canadian society and the government. Let me start with the government. First of all, the government create those unjust laws. That's number 1. The government create those unjust laws, unjust policies. During COVID, they say we got a promotion. During COVID, you know what the government call us? There are no more migrant workers in Canada. We got a promotion. We are essential. Nice, comforting words of the politicians. But look at how we are treated. I wish to use the dictionary of the politicians, such comforting words, right? Essential. Is that comforting? They create those unjust laws. That's one. They keep telling you Canada has a cheap food policy. That's what they say. But who are they calling to Ottawa to explain the high cost of living? Is it the migrant workers or is it the CEOs? Let us go to the other one, Canadian society. Canada has a culture of silence. And that's a problem. In my country, no news is good news. In my country, no news is... Now look at the problem. No news is good news. When I got the opportunity to work in Canada, I thought I was going to that perfect place. Because you don't have complaints, it must be perfect. Everything must be right. But look at that. Canada has a culture of silence. And because of fear, migrant workers are forced to be quiet. Isn't that the perfect place to be? The government creates those unjust laws, and we have a culture of silence. We tolerate it. Let us go to the next circle, the farmers. Isn't that the great gift? The government has tied the worker to the farmer, denied us, and excluded us. A lot of fear. The employer controls every aspect of our lives. There's so much power in the hands of the employer. Is that an accident? Or is that by design? And let us go to migrant workers, the inner circle. We come here for food security. Why do we come here? For food security. And during COVID, I thought, with unemployment so high, I thought Canadians would go to the farmer, produce the food. Even during crisis, they do not want to do it. Why? Because of the jobs, the dirty, difficult, dangerous, deadly work. That's why we come here. What is the problem? Making it even worse, English is a second language to us. We are isolated, we are invisible, and so on. So my ask to you, the members of the NFU, my ask to you is, the food that we're eating are in the hands of people who are not treated well, denied, excluded, and tied. Do you have confidence in a food system like that? Where the people who are producing your food are denied, they're excluded, they're tied. Do you have confidence in that? Or don't we have more confidence in a food system, knowing that the people who are producing our food are treated well, are treated with dignity? Which one is better? Let's talk about dignity. Yesterday, I'm so happy. After 55 years, an organization that's 50, they're thinking of retirement, and we want to retire with dignity. Isn't that one of the resolutions that we want? Yeah, let's talk about dignity. A group of people have taken the government to court over the closed work permit or the tied work permit. By tying if I close the door, if I close the door, can we go outside? Is that freedom? So a closed work permit, a tied work permit means that it limits your freedom. So a group of people have taken the government to court over the tied work permit. It infringes or it violates a lot of the basic rights, the charter of rights of those workers. My question to you, and it's consistent with the theme of this conference, valuing farming, valuing people, valuing the land. My question to you, in creating a fair and a just food system, why am I allowed? I want a Canadian food system that is not just in Ontario or just in Saskatchewan, from coast to coast to coast. I want a Canadian food system that is healthy, that is sustainable, and that is just. And to me, the best organization that can identify that is the NFU. So my question to you is, would you be willing to offer your help to work with an organization that is prepared to build something better. Instead of the closed work permit, the tied work permit, to prepare something better. We are hoping to ask the court to take away the closed work permit, but replace it with something better, something that creates hope and community building. So my question to you, is the NFU willing to support, and support means providing help in the form of supporting the drafting of a declaration that will replace the closed work permit and build something better, something that will build a better Canadian food system? That is my question to you. And because of time, that is my question: to build a food system that is healthy, sustainable, and just. So that is my question. I don't know who am I posing the question to, whether it's Madam Chairperson or is it Dave, I'm not too sure. But that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.